Hi guys, and welcome to the corrections for the week 9 spiral. Make sure if you are missing a problem that you're putting the full correction with the work to correct your answer. Monday. The table shows the cost of different items at a bakery. Yolanda buys 2 donuts, a muffin, and 2 cookies. Which of the following expressions represents the total cost? Select all that apply. Okay, so you are going to select the first one because she bought 2 donuts at $2.29. She bought a muffin for $2.50 and 2 cookies at $2.21. So 1 works. And number 2 works for the same reason. The third one does not work because she only bought 1 muffin. So notice how we're multiplying the 2 by 1 muffin, 1 cookie, and 1 donut. We only are applying it to 2 donuts and 2 cookies. And then the last one also works because $2.50 is the cost of 1 muffin. And then since she is buying 2 donuts and 2 cookies, we could do 2 times the cost of 1 cookie and 1 donut. Tuesday. Determine if the 2 expressions in each pair are equivalent. If they are equivalent, select the property that is illustrated. So the 4 expressions are going to come up and you are going to select no, that they're not equivalent, or you're going to choose the option yes, and the second part will be which property makes it so that they are equivalent. All right, for 9 times 4 divided by 20 equals 9 times 20 divided by 4. No, those are not equivalent. And I went ahead and showed my work for that down here at the bottom. Order does matter when you have division mixed with multiplication. It's not commutative, so we end up getting different answers, so it's not equivalent. The second one, 3b times 0 times c equals 0. Yes, they are equivalent, and that is the multiplicative property of 0. The next one, 35 plus 2m plus n equals 35 plus n plus 2m. Yes, they are equivalent. It's the order that changes, and when the order changes, that's the commutative property. And then the last one, 12t times 3v plus 0 equals 12t times 3v. So yes, those are equivalent, and I have my explanation up here at the top. That is the identity property, and that shows that when you're adding 0, it does not change the identity. Wednesday, a group of 3 seniors, 3 adults, and 3 children bought tickets to the aquarium. Fill in the boxes to model the total amount spent with an expression. So you're going to go ahead and choose the option that has the correct expression. For the next part, the question is, how much did the group spend on tickets altogether? And then it asks, how does applying the distributive property make it easier to find this amount? Go ahead and enter how much the group spent on tickets altogether. Okay, so for the expression, when you fill in the boxes, it's going to be 3 times, and then notice how we have the open parentheses, and we have the price for $14.95 is for a senior, $18.95 is for an adult, and $9.95 is for a child. And so we could just add those together and then multiply by 3. And then how much did the group spend on tickets altogether? So what I did is I just added $14.95, $18.95, and $9.95 and got $43.85. And then I could just multiply that by 3 and you get a total of $131.55. Thursday, Celeste is going to summer camp. The table shows the cost of items she will need to purchase with the camp logo. She needs to buy 4 of each item. Which of the following expressions represents the total cost of the items? You're going to select all that apply. So it's going to come up your 4 options and select any of the options that could represent the total cost of the items. Okay, so the first option, 4 times the quantity, $14.75, works because if you take $8, $4.50, and $2.25 and add those, you're going to get $14.75, and she needs 4 of each. So that's why that works. The second one doesn't work because we have 4 times $8, so 4 t-shirts, but it only has the cost for 1 pair of shorts and 1 pair of socks, and you need 4 of each. The third one works because we have 4 times the cost of t-shirts plus 4 times the cost of shorts plus 4 times the cost of socks. And the last one works because we can just factor out the 4. And so if we just add 1 t-shirt, 1 shorts, 1 socks, and then multiply that by 4, it would give us the total cost to get 4 of each item. Turn the page. Again, make sure if you miss a problem, you're not just putting the correct answer, you are putting the work that goes along with it. The world's largest flower, the giant Rafflesia, is 91 centimeters in diameter. Find the circumference of a giant Rafflesia to the nearest tenth. Make sure you're paying attention to the nearest tenth. Okay, so I drew a picture to help me, and so that represents the circle, and diameter is 91 centimeters, so I drew a line that goes all the way across from the center. Since I have a diameter, the formula I use is c equals pi times the diameter. I substitute my values, 3.14 times 91, and then I multiplied and put my decimal in, and I got 285.74, but since it says round to the nearest tenth, 7 is in the tenths place. I look to the right, 4 tells me to keep it the same, so that's why my final answer is 285 7/10 centimeters. Number 2, find the circumference. Okay, so again, I have another diameter, so I use the diameter formula where it's pi times the diameter. I substitute my values, 3.14 times 80. I multiplied and showed my work, and I got 251.20 millimeters. Number 3, what is the circumference of a bagel with a radius of 11.6 centimeters? Use 3.14 for pi. Okay, so again, I didn't have a picture, so I drew my bagel, and I made sure that I drew a radius, which is the distance from the center to one side, and it's 11.6 centimeters. Since I'm given a radius, I need to use, okay. So I substitute my values, 2 times 3.14 times 11.6. So with this, we need to double the radius to get a diameter. So 2 times 11.6 is 23.2. And then when I multiply, I get my final answer of 72.848. I almost forgot to put in a picture of my dog again. So here is PJ and what he looks like while I'm making this video. Formula. Oh man, just kidding. I went. Okay. Number 4, find the circumference. So for this problem, we are given a radius, so I need to use the radius formula, which is c equals 2 times pi times the radius. And then I substitute my values, and I'm going to do 2 times 3.14 times 6. And when I double the radius, actually, I am seeing a problem in my work right now. So let's fix this. Okay. So it's not going to be times 6 like I have over there. Go back. It should be 3.14 times 12 when I double the radius. So scratch that out too. So when I do 3.14 times 12, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6, placeholder. 6 times, or just kidding, 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 3 is 3. And we have an 8, a 6, a 7, and a 3. Decimal is going to go in 1, 2, 1, 2. And so your circumference is actually 37 and 68 hundredths. Don't forget your units, centimeters. Number 5, Kayla has 3 different sizes of plates. For part A, the table shows the circumferences of the plates. You're going to find the radius and diameter for each plate. Use 3.14 for pi. So you're going to be prompted for each plate, so it'll give you the circumference like the first one where it's 43.96, and you'll have options to choose what the radius is and what the diameter is. My advice for this is start with the formula, and when you substitute your values, you're going to have, instead of c equals 3.14 times d, or times whatever the diameter, like the first one, I'll show you. So for the first one, I would find the diameter first. So we have c equals pi times the diameter. And so we know the circumference of that plate is 43.96. So 43.96 is equal to pi, which is 3.14 times the diameter. So to figure out what d is, you're going to have to figure out what you multiply 3.14 by to get 43.96. So my hint is do the opposite of multiplication, which is division, and that will give you the diameter. And then remember, a radius is half the diameter. Okay, so here is my work for all of the problems. So for the first plate, the 43.96, what I did is for all of them is I started with the circumference formula. And so I substituted my value. So I was substituting the circumference is equal to pi times d. For the second one, circumference is equal to pi times d. And the third one, circumference is equal to pi times d. And to figure out what you multiply by the diameter, you do the opposite, which is division. So I divided each circumference by the pi, and it ended up coming out for the first one, diameter is 14. And if the diameter all the way across is 14, I divide that by 2 and get 7 for the radius. So I did that all the way through and then cut it in half to get the radius. And then just to fill in for your reasoning, how did you find the radius and the diameter of each plate? I found the diameter first by dividing the circumference by pi, and to get the radius, I divided the diameter by 2. All right, so you are finished with your corrections for your spiral. I will see you guys again next week. Have a good weekend.